Good morning, dear students. How are you all? Hope you are all fine. Today, we are going to dive into the fascinating world of metals. And also, here we will discuss about the unique properties of metals, like how they are so good at conducting heat and electricity, and their physical and chemical properties, and their reaction with the certain substances like air, water, and acid, etc. Okay, get ready for an exciting journey to the chemistry of metals and how they impact our everyday lives. Firstly, we will discuss about the introduction or definition of metals. What is metals?
Materials that have the properties like hardness, lustrous, malleability, ductility, and a good conductor of heat and electricity are called metals.
Okay, now we are going to discuss about the first physical properties of metals, that is malleability and ductility. We all familiar that the chocolates that evaporate on the foils and some packed food in aluminum vessels and foils, isn't it? How did this possible? Do you ever wondered about that? Okay, now let's go to see a video of the property of metal, ductility and malleability.
Malleability. Place any one metal on a block of iron and strike it 4 or 5 times with a hammer. Observe the change in the shape of the metal. You will find that some metals can be beaten into thin sheets. This property is called malleability. Gold and silver are the most malleable metals. Ductility. The ability of a metals like iron, copper, and aluminum to be drawn into thin wires is called ductility. Gold is the most ductile metal. From 1 gram of gold, we can be drawn a wire of 2 kilometer length.
The next interesting property of metal is sonority. Let's go to see a video of how the metal is producing the sound.
When a metal is struck with a hard object, it produces sound. Now look the definition of sonority. Sonority is the ability to produce a sound when struck. Metals are sonorous. They produce a specific sound when struck with a hard object. That is why metals are also useful for making bells and wires for musical instruments.
Do you ever think about that? What is the reason of a newly formed surface of metals have a shiny appearance or newly brought aluminum vessels have a shining appearance? What is the property is called? What is the reason behind this? Do you ever think about that? This is called the metallic luster.
Metallic luster refers to the shiny, reflective quality of a surface that resembles the appearance of metals. Materials with a metallic luster typically reflect light in a way that creates a glossy, polished effect similar to how metals like gold, silver, or copper appear. This property is often used to describe minerals or other substances that have a surface resembling polished metal.
How we cook foods? Is the vessels are conducting heat? Yes, the vessels are conducting heat and electricity. Then we cook the food and we get the electricity through the copper and aluminum wires. This property is known as thermal conductivity and electrical conductivity of metals. Let's know more about it.
Thermal conductivity of a metals refers to the ability of a metal to conduct heat. Metals typically have a high thermal conductivity, meaning they transfer heat quickly. This is due to the presence of free electrons that can move easily and transfer energy throughout the material. The electrical conductivity. The electrical conductivity of metals refers to the ability of a metal to conduct electricity. Metals have high electrical conductivity because they contain free moving electrons that allow electric current to flow easily through the material.
Okay, now here we discuss about some physical properties. The metals have some chemical properties also, and how they react with the acids, how they react with the water, and how they react with the air. First, discuss about how the metals are react with the air or oxygen. Let's see a video.
So far, we have been discussing about the physical properties of metals. Now we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of metal. Here, we will discuss about the reaction of metals with the different elements like oxygen, water, acid. First, reaction of metals with oxygen or air. When metals react with oxygen, they form basic metal oxides. We know that during resting, iron reacts oxygen in the air to form iron oxide. This iron oxide formed is called as rust. Similarly, when magnesium ribbon is burned in presence of oxygen, it forms magnesium oxide. If the ash obtained on burning of magnesium ribbon is dissolved in water and tested with the red and blue litmus paper, you will find that the red litmus paper turns blue. This is because magnesium oxide form basic in nature. So, We can conclude that metals react with oxygen to form basic metal oxides. Now we look the reaction of metal with water. Firstly, we take some water in a plate. Then take a piece of sodium and cut the sodium carefully into a small piece using a knife. Then carefully add it in the piece of sodium into the plate of water. Then observe the reactions. Sodium is vigorously reacts with water and there is a formation of hydrogen gas. When a metal reacts with water, it produces hydrogen gas and a metal hydroxide. Now discuss the reaction of metals with acid. What is happening here? Metals react with acid, bubbles of gas are produced. Which gas is produced here? Let's see a video. Then we going to discuss the reaction of metals with acid. We do an activities to see the reaction of metals with acid. Take a test tube and a beaker. Pour 5 ml of dilute sulfuric acid in the test tube and 20 ml of sour solution in the beaker. Now drop small piece of zinc granules in the test tube. What do you observe? You will see bubbles in the test tube. Now allow the bubbles to pass through the soap solution kept in the beaker. Bring a burning matchstick near the mouth of the beaker. Now listen carefully, you will hear a pop sound. What does the pop side indicates? The pop side indicates in the presence of hydrogen gas. Here, zinc metal react to dilute sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Thus we can say that metals react with acid to produce hydrogen gas.
It's time to wind up our section. Today, we discuss about the physical properties and chemical properties of metals. And we discuss about sonority, metallic luster, and thermal and electrical conductivity of metals, and also malleability and ductility of metals. And also the chemical properties of metals, like how they react with the acids, how they react with the air, how they react with the water. Okay, now you have some review questions to understand more about the concepts. And also you have an assignment. Hope you are all understanding the class and thank you for watching. Thank you.
Here are some review questions. First question, what is metals? Second, what are the physical properties of metals? Which is the most malleable metal? Fourth one, what is sonority? Fifth one, which gas is formed when metals react with the acids and water? Sixth one, what happens when the metal is react with the air? And you have an assignment also, that is, find out more examples of reaction of metals with acids, water and air, then write in your science diary. Hope you all understand the class. Thank you.